I wish I was James Cleverly. I really want to be James Cleverly. There's something about James Cleverly that really inspires me to want to be him. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's everything. Everything about James Cleverly inspires me to want to be him. I think he's the most inspirational man in the history of British politics. When I'm dead and gone, no one will remember me. But when James Cleverly is dead and gone, there will be statues, books, TV programmes, films, musicals, works of art, museums, all dedicated to the incomparable brilliance of James Cleverly. James Cleverly goes to police stations to hand round tins of roses and heroes. What other politician would go to police stations to hand round tins of roses and heroes? Well, every other politician would, because they all have the same PR team. But James Cleverly wants to do it more. You can see it in his eyes, even though his eyes look like a sad dog's. James Cleverly wants to be there. He wants to be in police stations handing around tins of roses and heroes. This is because he cares. That's why he looks relaxed and happy to be at that police station, rather than deeply uncomfortable and desperate to leave. What I like about James Cleverly is that despite his extraordinary virtuosity, he will willingly admit that he's made a mistake.
I shouldn't have said it, and I do apologise. But the point that I have made, so the point is at any given time, but the point is I'm the Home Secretary.
He will always admit to the mistakes he's made. Of course, he's not made many mistakes in his life because he is James Cleverly, and it's his infallibility that makes him supreme.
But again, I go back to my fundamental point.
Hours after the Home Office announced that it was cracking down on the crime of spiking drinks, James Cleverly inadvertently told a joke where he said that he had to slip a date rape drug into his wife's drinks on a regular basis so that she wouldn't leave him.
I apologised immediately. That apology is heartfelt. But the point that I've made is that
on any other day, this joke would have been hilarious, and if he'd have chosen to tell the joke on any other day, then it would have been seen for what it is. A harmless witticism about sexual assault. But he chose not to tell the joke on any other day. He chose to tell the joke hours after the Home Office announced that it was cracking down on the crime of spiking drinks.
I apologise, but I'm not going to be deterred.
And so the media made a big fuss over it, because that's what the media do. They make a big fuss over things. And he apologised, and he did it with dignity and grace. And then he had to go to the Houses of Parliament and apologise to a man for calling him a shit. And he did that with dignity and grace also.
What I said was a comment about him.
From time to time, James Cleverly does try to make himself seem like he's one of us.
Hi, I'm here with Tony Siracusa. Tony Siracusa, who is the candidate in... Where is it?
But I can see through all that. I can see through those carefully choreographed moments of staggering ineptitude.
What was stopping you doing that previously?
Well, I don't know.
I know he's not one of us. He's better than us. He's better than all of us.
The bill is still... If the treaty that we signed with Rwanda, in the same way that if there are treaties signed with other countries, if the treaty on which the bill, so the bill supports the treaty.
He's a giant. He's a political and intellectual giant with a brain like a MacBook Air. And I, for one, cannot wait until he is promoted to the position he rightfully deserves, that of the Prime Minister of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, or at the very least presenting some kind of railway documentary. Thank you.
But the point that I've made is that